everyone, and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day. For those of you who don't know how this works, we get 10 minutes to practice a map we have never seen before, after which there will be 2-minute elimination rounds where the slowest players get eliminated. This week we have a map by Sword 125. Is wood? Yes, wood outer tube to start. Okay, that's scary. Okay, tough turn. So immediately, first thing I notice is it switches from wood planks to wood bark, and then back to planks. So planks is a slightly higher traction. It's the same as all of the full traction surfaces. Wood bark is slightly lower traction, barely noticeable most of the time, but it does matter. Long tube. Arms up sign, which I actually didn't need, I think. Booster is not speed resetting. Okay. Simple enough track. I didn't notice anything too out of the way. Just do a little check for skips because it's... No, let's not be silly. I don't think a loop skip is possible. But I kind of want to try silly stuff, but probably better not to. Okay, starting the track with an outer tube is evil though, because I hate outer tubes. That's the only reason, really. I wasn't sure what to expect from a Sword map, because I'm not sure I've actually played any of their maps before. There's not many on the workshop. I did do my research beforehand. Some research beforehand. Didn't go as far as playing maps. Yeah, I really wasn't sure what to expect, but this is a very nice map, I think. Very smooth. Except for possibly this section right here. The jump at full speed does not require arms up. You might overshoot that landing a little bit. But it's so close to the finish, I don't think that matters too much. 42.7, let's see, 43.0 is the author time. Already beating that. Current cop already at a 42.4 and is right in front of me. Well, maybe if I land on the downhill there, I don't know. Is that a possibility? Hold on, let's try this now. Round is gonna try it also. Oh, no, Round is not. If I land on the downhill and then get, like, the tiniest wheel hook there to fling me around, I don't think this wheel hook is gonna matter. This wheel hook is probably possible, though. I don't think that jump is, though. I don't want to try that. That seems too far, and even if I do get it, it's an awkward angle, and it's entirely going to be reliant on doing something stupid. So this one here, and you see Mew attempting it. Yeah. Okay, and then I was all over the track after it, but in theory, I think that's faster. R-Tube and Quick Racer with the same time in third place right there. Current Cop is already half a second ahead of everybody. It feels like the narrative every week is becoming more about can Current Cop clean sweep everybody and not even just is he gonna win. He's already on a good start. So 150 speed is probably no arms up, I think. 151 is definitely no arms up, if I were to get that. So I think I can do this track consistently, but how fast can I go at it? The first test is this outer tube. Looks like you want to be having 140, maybe 141 coming out of it. So get very deep into the outer tube so that I'm not turning too much at all. And even that was losing speed. This turn... This turn specifically being wood bark was a mean choice because the little bit of extra traction you would get from it being a full traction surface rather than a wood surface actually matters so much here, because it's really hard to make that corner without skidding out. $160. I didn't see if that was a speed resetting 160. I'm gonna guess it's not. I'm not actually sure. We'll test that next time. 153, there should be no arms up. Yeah. I think I lost some speed coming out of the tube at the bottom of the hill, but... 42.6 essentially. Puts me 7th place. Okay, people are catching Kern Cobb. We'll see. Kern hasn't improved his time in a while. I might be able to 70% steering limit that. That would be huge if I can do that corner consistently without skidding out. That is not speed resetting. Okay, I was trying an oscillation, because what is this, 100? Oh, this is 270 degrees. Okay. So, yeah, that's not going to work then. Because the key is you want to come out of the tube at the bottom, or else you will get, like, a really awkward bit of airtime. That will lose you speed for sure. I have to imagine the wheel hook before CP3 is doable and faster also. Yeah, so if we oscillate like that, that's fine. And then you do have to be pointed towards this road piece or you could jump off the edge. And actually, if you're going really fast, you could maybe do the slightest diagonal jump to get a better landing. 44.4 definitely is the spot to be in the warm-up round. There's a lot of us here. Naturally, R-Tube and I are right next to each other. 70 feels a little low there. Like I'd almost want to have like 72% steering. I'm not going to get away with 80, I don't think. I could try. Man, we're already coming up to the end of warm-up round. That was fast. Yeah, 80 is just not going to happen. Quick Racer with a .0 right next to Kern Cobb in the warm-up round right now. Both of them very fast players, with maybe a little bit of competition at the top. Agreement on no inner before CP3? I'll do whatever you guys do. Maybe I can release the 70% a little bit earlier to get a good, angle coming into the next section of the track. Ooh, I think I was skidding before I even switched to 80%. Yeah, I think you might just have to run a little bit wide there. It's the inner that people don't want to do. It does give you a little bit more speed, as you can see. And I'm gonna overjump and possibly go too far to the right. Don't hit that road border. Okay. $42.3. Okay. Gonna get a tiny bit of time to watch Kern Cobb, maybe. Not a full run, but we'll see what he does here. Oh, or not. Is Quick on a run? No, Quick is spectating. Round does the 70 to 80, which is interesting as a keyboard player, because Round is going to be using steering limits. So he does do 70 into 80 on the second half of that first turn, so maybe I will try that. 51 players in the lobby. The slowest time was a 46, so actually not a huge amount of time variation. I am 8th place, which is, yeah, that's where I like to hang out. 7th, 8th, right around there. So this first outer tube matters a lot. I don't know how Round is doing 80% there. I'm not even making it on 70%. So far to the right. Wow, whoa, okay. It's a little sketchy coming out of that tube. There's not a lot of time to set up for that jump, and if you're not lined up right, you are just done for. 43-0 will be safe for the first round, though. Round putting in a 0.2. Let's watch Kern then, since I am safe. Kern's still on 70, watching his inputs in the bottom right there. 70 also for that turn. I don't know if I'm going to steering limit that necessarily. Just very tight to the left side. Enters the tube very left. So pretty much no steering. Yeah, no steering in the tube until the very end of it. He does not have a time, so this is necessary. He might have missed the jump like I almost did. Ooh, that's risky. Okay. So a little bit of a jump to the finish also. That was super clean. Wow, so now it's on 70. Turned a little bit earlier than I usually do. Okay. I think there's kind of two important parts of this track. One is the first outer tube and maybe that second corner, because that's where all of your speed is going to come from. And then the second is coming out of that inside tube right before the jump, because the lineup there, you have very little time to react. $142. Apparently it's not my PB either. I didn't know 142 is possible. Bit of a wide line, but it is what it is. That was pretty clean. I'm gonna respect the gentleman's agreement to not do an inner wall ride unless it's proven otherwise that people are doing that. Okay, so if you come out of the tube at the very bottom, you get a jump, actually, which is probably why Kern came out so far to the left side. I have a little bit of time to photo mode. I just want to see this. Where is it? Oh, this track really loops in and out of itself. Why did I get a hop here? Oh, this is a slight upward piece, so you do want to come out on the left side. So maybe, maybe consider first-person view in the tube. Bad start, but we'll take this run. I might need the improvement. I think I'd be safe with the 43.4, but I'm honestly not sure. That jump gets scary. And then I also armsed up for no reason. And I can't figure out my camera. Big improvement to 23rd place instead. Most people doing this jump to the finish, actually, so not even hitting that final wood piece. More DNFs in round 2 than in round 1. 44.8, so, and not a lot of people in the 44s. So I definitely need to be doing better than 43.1. That last round, though, both runs I lost most of my time coming out of the tube. That's already a much better start. That speed split is very hard to judge. Being down almost 4 speed there is not ideal. So last time I did the first person, which I think helps you see the exit of this tube. It then possibly makes that jump a little bit blind. And then we'll hold first person for the loop. Up to the end, do this jump. Yeah, which feels a little risky. I think all should be fine there. Current cop at the 0.0. Almost matching his time from warm-up round. Let me just see what speed I get here, and then I'll reset. Okay. This beginning matters so much for speed, and I haven't quite figured out the perfect line yet. That was not deep enough into the outer tube. And this is just a disaster of a run. So let's see if I can do this cleanly again. Actually, what is the third person view like here? You can see fine from third person, actually. The visibility is fine there because the tube is glass, I think. And yeah, I do prefer third person for doing that risky jump to the finish. Only one DNF in this round, and it is 44s being eliminated, so 43 basically is necessary. And a 43 is pretty much what I'm gonna get if I do a really bad tube exit. I forgot what buttons to press. Down 2 speed already and a very wide turn. I think I have time for 2 runs here. Yeah, I do. I'll take this one then. Yeah, I liked that. I don't know if you guys saw what I did with the steering limits there, but I tapped 80 just before going back to 100. Just to give myself a tiny bit more turn in while still being safe without skidding out. Yeah, give it a little bit more left hand turning there would be nice. And then back to this camera for the end. Makes it look a lot less sketchy than it did when I was in first person. Yeah, okay, so you can turn to 80%. Little past halfway into that corner. Still not getting the speeds to match my PB in the first half of this track, though. And that was good. Came back to the left a lot more. Should get me a good landing. Still not quite PB speeds. Bit of a lower jump, 42.6. Sandals with a 42.0 right at the end. 3 people in the 0.2s, Jobwood, Kerncobb, and Quick Racer. A lot of very fast people here. I'm in 16th with that 42.6. Super close times on this track. Which is surprising because I don't think there's even that much speed resetting. There are a couple boosters, but they don't reset your speed, so it shouldn't regulate the times that much. This is just a super tight lobby, I guess. That was nice. That was probably the best I've done that. It's not quite going to make up for the speed loss at the beginning of the track. Yeah, this is a solid run. Another 42.6. Okay, I'm really narrowing in on that 42.6. That's a nice consistent time for me. New record by Kern Cobb. After finishing only third in the last round. It's a 042.042. I lost speed doing that, apparently. Nice time, Ken. Sandals is doing the inner, I guess. Honestly, I could see you doing that accidentally, though, because I kind of have done it a couple times. Jabba getting a 0.0 also, very good time from him. I seem to be down a lot of speed. So I wonder if maybe part of the reason the times are so close is because on these runs, I'm down like 3-4 speed partway into the run, and I'm only down like 0.2 of a second. Like, the speed difference seems to not be affecting my time that much, which I will say is very strange for this game. Naturally, RTube and I are 0.004 of a second apart. .43s, low 43s even. This is a very, like, close lobby. This is unusually close, this lobby. Makes it kind of scary just to get through these early rounds. I should probably take a better start. That was a good angle, though. A little bit of skid. And see, I'm only down 0.2 of a second on my personal best. But then I'm down 5 speed here all the time. That was a clean ending, at least. 42.8 is probably safe, but not by too much. Kern Cobb very consistent with the 42.04. I'm sure he'll get into the 41s eventually. Little bit late to turn in there, but I think this is still good. I'm just not getting the same speeds I used to get at the beginning. I got one wheel in the wheel hook. Okay, nice. That was really good. I turned to the 80 very early and still got through that corner without skidding. Be careful not to get the wheel hook this time. Still down a little bit of speed. I think I got just a really insane turn-in on the left-hand corner at the beginning on my personal best. This is close to PB pace, though. PB is a 0.36. That is PB, actually, because my PB doesn't do that little jump to the finish. So that is a new personal best for me, 6th place. Yeah, just very close times again. R-Tube up there in 2nd place, Weak Knees in 4th, Princip in 5th. Wow, 42s. Top 26 are in the 42s. 42.7 at that, actually. Wow. These are fast times. It's really any tiny mistake is going to be me out. That was a tiny mistake. Nice. Okay, I like the steering limit setup I've got there. So my new personal best has different splits, but that was still like 1.5 speed down at checkpoint 2. So there is more speed to be had at the beginning for sure. Oh boy, there's the 41 from Kern. And a good 41 at that. 0.2 down on my PB is a little bit more. I wonder if I actually got less of that Omni Booster before the loop. So I might have had a little bit less speed at the end of the track. There we go. There's good speed. Yeah, this is nice. This is PB pace. I'm a little bit to the right, but that's actually going to set me up to maybe take all of that Omni. Does that get me more speed? I think it does, because that's a 0.1 now. So yeah, I like that. A little bit more speed. Because Omni boosters, I think, are strange in that they're circles. So, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the hitbox of an Omni booster is, but I think it helps to go through the center of it. Just because you're in the booster for longer. And that's R-Tube getting knocked out, not in the same rounds that I am. Unbelievable. R-Tube just set a 0.1 in the previous round, by the way. Yeah, I really think anybody can be out with just a single bad run. Was my time that bad, he asks? Honestly, no. Everyone's doing 23-7 or better. There's less than a second gap between Kern Cobb and elimination. Which is crazy, because we've raced cups before where there's been a second gap between Kern Cobb and second place. Oh, what was that? That was a clink into the loop. I guess it didn't lose me speed, but man, that was something. It didn't sound good. Yeah, okay, too early there. You need to really get into the corner with the 70% and then switch to 80, or else you're still going to skid out like that. Bad speed at CP1. I'll take a better run here. That was airtime. It's almost possible to get like a really clean turn in with like dropping a tire over the left into the banking there. St. Nick is out. Agix without a time. Looks like he's gonna DNF. I don't think he's gonna make it to the finish. Just not quite able to do it. The most recent new Cup of the Day winner eliminated. St. Nicholas nails Galaxatar as well, with 42.7 being the cutoff. Yeah, good players getting knocked out here just because they're 0.7 of a second off of the lead in 23rd place. I still have players on, apparently. I did not turn that off, which means naturally Jabba is in front of me. Okay, that was more of a left side setup than I wanted, but that's kind of more like the current Cobb line. It looks like that's what Jabba does too. Quick Racer oscillates like crazy through there. Ugh. 42-7 is getting eliminated, actually, even though that felt fine. It was a little bit down the whole time. That turn is so tough to do. So you have to, yeah, kind of like that. What's the speed here? I'll take it. You have to get into that left-hand corner so early to be able to maintain a good speed and a good angle out of it. Curran again with the 41. Ooh, a little bit leftward jump. This is going to be pretty close, actually. 0.5 puts me only 12th place. Lost the end of the track. Doesn't seem like many people are coming to snipe there. Gilgul only up one position. So 42.5. 1.581. Sad and BES had the same time. Actually, I'm gonna go into the logs later and find out what what the actual decimals were there. That's an elimination based on essentially a tied time. Okay, that felt really good. Yeah, up speed. Maybe down in angle, but that should be fine. Yeah. Yeah, super good. Apparently lost some speed just in the jump, maybe on landing there. Point 2, not quite a personal best after all that. I'm not sure how that happened. Quick Racer gets a personal best, though, becoming the second to go into the 41s. Too early on the 80%, I guess. 3 eliminations this round, the round of 15. I should be safe with that point 2. There's not enough people doing times like that. Maybe a little bit late on the 80% that time, but it's still, yeah, it's a solid start. Oh, little jump. Yeah, lost some time with that jump. Okay, getting worse. Still a good time, actually. Okay, way too early to switch back into that camera. Still third place on the leaderboard. Kerncobb also gets a 41.9, so 2 people in a 41s, just switching the last 2 digits. Mew does not quite snipe out of the bottom 3 that are getting eliminated, so Mew, Vidal, and Sad Doge with a DNF after being tied in the previous round with the elimination zone. So top 12, 2 eliminations for the next couple rounds here. I'm feeling more comfortable about this track. You know, given that there is a time when I was getting like 16th place consistently. There was a round where I was well into the 20s. I feel like I'm slowly figuring out this track. Still not quite understanding a little bit of the speed splits. I'm not sure I have 2 full runs now, actually. That was solid. This is personal best pace. A little high maybe on that turnaround. I think this is solid. Get a lot of this Omni. Yeah, up a tiny bit of speed. Yeah, 0.2 is good enough. And possibly time. I don't know. 0.2 puts me in 4th place. That was, I think, not the greatest outer tube. I bet I have a little bit of speed in me at checkpoint 1 because that I haven't felt like I got a super great outer tube in a while. They've been good outer tubes, but not great ones. Mortarshade getting a 42.1. I think that's the first time we've seen him up there. We saw Jawboy get a 0.1, or maybe even a 0.0 really early on, and I don't think he's necessarily been back in that range. Looks like Princip and Meryl out in 11th and 12th with the 0.4s. GTR, yeah, Mortarshade with a very good time. I did not quite see everyone. I know there's been a lot of people, myself included, who have gotten like 1 time in the 0.1s, and that's been it. I at least am getting fairly consistent with the 0.2s, which is good. And another top 10, that's what I always shoot for in Cup. It was, somebody did the enter, Sandals I think, maybe one other person. I'm going to reset while I still have 2 full runs, because that speed split's not good, and the fact that .4s are getting eliminated means I cannot afford to be down 2/10 at that stage in the track. Clean turn in there. Down a little bit in speed. Oh, that's not the kind of wheel hook you want to get. Bad speed, yeah. Everyone else, I think, is entering this tube a lot more to the right than I am. Okay, seems like a fair enough start. I guess I'm taking this. No more time to reset. Essentially personal best pace. Oh, that was so close to the inside of that road. Mortarshade in trouble right now also. Mortarshade very quickly went from 3rd place to out. I'll see if he's in position to snipe. Oh, weird ending, but that's good enough. 42.3. It's like Jobber coming in. Looks like Shady Nook and Mortarshade are going to be the 2 to get eliminated. So, Mortarshade puts in one really strong time and then gets knocked out. Just see what this was again. Yeah, Cactus in the warm-up round, I believe, put in that time. R-Tube put in a good time. Weakneys put in a good time. Most of them getting eliminated here. Cactus? Oh, wait, was it that last round? Maybe it was that last round that Cactus put in the .1, because he is in 3rd place. That leaderboard on the right is in order of the previous round's results. I'm down speed, but that was like such an insane left-hand corner that I kind of want to keep this. Okay, not anymore, I don't, because I forgot to turn off the 80% steering limit. I don't really want to be taking times that are that bad. I believe I only have 1 complete run to take now. So I guess let's just optimize this first turn. Skidding. Ooh, tiny bit of air, I think. Is this good? Apparently. I'm up speed there also. I'm not sure how this is a good run, because I think I got a tiny little jump going into that left-hand corner at the beginning. I think I'd be down speed, but I am now. But this might be enough to get me through this next round. There's already 4 people with a .2 or better. And this is going to be a .3 probably. Yeah. Alright. That's round coming in. Not enough. Round is going to be eliminated. Cactus around the loop. They got a .1 in the last round. Not gonna do it this time. So Cactus another one to get a very good time and then get knocked out right after. We haven't seen the world records dropping that much. Current Cup at that 1.8 in at a random time and then hasn't really been back to it since. Into the top 6 now. Jabba and MacCheesy are both non-Cup of the Day winners. I believe both of them have 3rd place finishes as their personal bests. Current Cobb, obviously, always the favorite, leading with 28 Cup of the Day wins. Quick Racer has 4, Sandals has 3, I have 2. And I don't think this is going to be a 3rd, especially if I keep forgetting to turn off my 80% steering limit. What's the speed here? Maybe I just take this run? The problem is 80% feels very nice until here, and then I forget that I have 80% on. It's a decent run, and it would beat MacCheesy's time right now. It might beat Sandals' time on the board right now. Jobber just above Sandals on the leaderboard also. Nice angle, actually, around the loop. Yeah, it's to be 0.278. I got a very nice angle there where I did not have to steer through the loop and pretty much did not have to steer the final corner as well. So that arguably gained me 2 positions on the leaderboard. Do I have time? I actually don't have time to finish this run, do I? I was not watching the clock when I reset. Alright, and the 80% again. So it's Sandals or me, I guess, because Jabba with a big improvement to a 0.0. Sandals needs this time... Oh, by 100th! Man, Sandals and I also have a tendency to be right next to each other in this stage of Cup of the Day. Barely getting through to the top 5 now. And everybody else in the top 4 in this round went faster than my personal best, which is a 0.197. Only less than 0.2 separating the top 4, and I know I can do that time. It's been a while since I have gotten a good time like that, though. Good start, though. Very good start. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm down speed, I guess. Didn't see if anyone was doing the inner. Okay, this is personal best pace. +1 speed, and I think I was high? Yeah, definitely personal best pace. And the good angle for the loop again. That might just get me through. 0.149. Somehow only 3rd place. I guess it's Quick Racer and Current Cop ahead of me, though. Everybody took their first runs also, which is kind of crazy. A little bit wide. You can see Quick Racer passing me already. I'm up speed, though, on my PB. Ah, I got the one wheel thing again. It's so tough because you're wanting to get so close to the inside of the road on those parts. Oh, okay. That was just a mistake because I don't have time now. Mac Cheesy needs to improve and Jabba needs to improve. Both of them are right here. Yeah, I saw that outer tube was bad and I could have reset with time, but I wanted to greed. Oh, and Jabba messed up. I think Jabba got a really bad exit to that inside tube. He's not losing too much time, though. I guess let's wait and see what the times are when they come in. Jabba does improve, actually, and it knocks out Mac Cheesy by 0.002 of a second. La Mouse is Jabba. Yeah, I don't know. That didn't look good to me, but I guess he got through. Kern Cobb and Quick Racer separated by 0.02 in first place. Let me check the stats and results here. Jobber has 3 third place finishes, actually. So, looking to possibly get a personal best, although it definitely seems like pretty much this entire time, Kern Cobb and Quick Racer have been the top 2 players on this map. Jabba has been one of the more consistent people in the 0.1s, even 0.0s. Not a lot of people have been capable of doing 0.0s. Definitely a strong map for him. Good speed. I was low on the checkpoint, so that's a little bit inflated. Yeah, personal best pace, though. Super clean. Super clean. Apparently I lost speed, but I'm up time. That might actually matter more at this stage. Don't like that speed split, but I was very high in the tube. Let's see what this checkpoint says. Down a little bit of speed. This will still be a good time. Ooh, not that good of a time, though. That is not safe with the times the rest of these guys have been doing. So I got such a good line on this green turnaround section, but I think it was actually too good, and I ended up scrubbing too much speed with that line. Lost a little bit trying to avoid getting that one-wheel inner hook again. Yeah, you see I'm up speed, though, because I went a little bit wider around the green. So I think that's actually beneficial to go a little wide there. Uh-oh, this is very to the right. Ooh, boy, that's so far to the right. That might do me in. Let's see what this time is. No, it was bad. Yeah, that was just too far to the right, and here comes Jabba for the snipe. No, Jabba got a bad run. Okay, somehow I'm still in it. What round number was that where I was like 26th place? Kern Cobb, that's a new world record, by the way. It is Kern time. Yeah, he tends to do this. The last like 5 rounds is just record after record after record. It's like he finds another 10th of a second every time in Cup of the Day at this point, and it takes him from being, you know, the front runner to completely unbeatable in the final few rounds. Quick Racer has been known to put in some records in the finals himself, though. And I have been known to pick up the pieces when other people mess up, so I guess we'll see if other people mess up. I messed up. So did Kern Cobb at the same point, apparently. Clean. I liked that. Ran out a little bit wide, but this should be good speed. Yes, it is. Good run. Do I have time for a second? I do. A little bit to the right again, like I was last time. And it does give me a good setup for the Omni Booster and then this loop. It's a 0.1 at least. Unfortunately, I'm going to need much better than that to get out. That's kind of all I've got in me, though. Yeah, a little bit wide there. Okay, that was probably the best I've taken that. That was decent. I'm up speed. It's possible. Quick Racer said 07, so Quick Racer is done. That is the time I need to beat. This is a better jump, I think. Very high jump, actually. Might have lost speed on landing. What was that? Clink. Oh, I improved a tiny bit, but not enough to beat Quick Racer. I don't think I actually lost speed from that giant clinking then. I probably lost more speed from the fact that I hit the wall on the right trying not to steer. I know it sounded terrible, but the fact that I improved that time at all makes me think I didn't lose any speed. Into the finals now. These have been the top 2 pretty much this entire cup. Kern Cobb versus Quick Racer. Kern, very close to the right side, is going to reset. They know that this is where all the speed is. It's in this first outer tube and then that next corner. And if they don't get a good turn in into the next corner, they will reset every single time, in the finals especially. Kern Cobb runs out a little bit wide. He's still doing the 70. And I was getting by with switching to 80% for the second half of that left-hand corner. Obviously, I'm not going to doubt Kern Cobb, though, because he's clearly got this map figured out. That looked like a tiny bit of airtime. I'm not sure if it mattered, though. He's jumping very far there. He's got a lot of speed. And a 41.98 beatable by Quick Racer. But Quick Racer, he's only got 1 run. He keeps resetting at the beginning. Nice angle. I like that angle he had there. A little bit tight around that green wall. That actually might be losing him time based on what I discovered at the end. Ooh, also a bit of airtime there. That looks not super good. He does jump fairly far, not as far as Kern though, and I think that speed difference is a big difference maker. Quick Racer comes to the finish by 200ths, is not going to beat Kern Cobb. Kern Cobb is on another run here. We'll see if he improves that time, but Kern Cobb will pick up his 29th Cup of the Day win and improves to a 0.8. Not quite the world record he's been known to do in the finals, but pretty darn close. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you want to see all stats and results for Zeepkist Cup of the Day, then I'll put the link to my spreadsheet in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!